Hi, this is Bill, and thank you for watching my video. And today we'll be discussing about the common entry points in ServiceNow. And we will be specific into the IRM workspace or integrated risk management on how you could navigate around in accessing the correct entry points that ServiceNow use in general and how you can utilize it the IRM workflow. And if you see this video will be or is adding value to you, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and join as a member to further support free videos like this. Now, on this next slide, you will see the different features that you can get in ServiceNow, and they are separated depending on the persona. So you have the dashboard from the left, and the dashboard is you will have a high level view depending on the persona. You can be looking at operational risk, IT risk, your heat map, and so on. And this is a consolidated view from a high level perspective, drilling down to a specific record. So I don't want you to worry about much. So I'm just giving you an introduction. And after this slide, you will go straight to the actual demo. And the next is the workspace. So how ServiceNow has approached it, depending on the persona, you will have your own workspace. So literally, a workspace in a layman's term is just your own table or your own cubicle where you worked on. So ServiceNow has consolidated this feature set or tool set into a single workspace. So you could be a compliance officer, a risk owner, or you can picture out as a first line of defense, second line, and third line. And depending on your persona, you can basically land to your workspace and do the necessary your daily activities using the ServiceNow. Now, as you become more technical, the next experience is more of like administrative perspective where you get to administrate the tools and configuration if you would need to install something and configure your formulas. And this is where you come in, which is the next experience. So you'll see all of this later on, and we'll have a live demo after this slide. And finally, the portal. So ServiceNow has a central place. Subject today is specific to IRM and in within the scope of organizational risk or operational risk. So it will encompass or cover about the employee experience, reporting a risk event, an issue, and in a risk standpoint, this is first line of defense. So depending on your use case, ServiceNow has four entry points that you can utilize in accessing the integrated risk management features using the ServiceNow platform. So let us now move to a live demo, and let me switch gears and share with you the developer laboratory. Now, what you're seeing is the ServiceNow dashboard, and it provides you a risk overview. And to be able to get here, what I did is like I navigated to the UI 16 or the next experience view. And when I type in dashboard on the left and clicking dashboard, so let me do that again. It will give you all the dashboards out of the box in ServiceNow depending on what you have installed. And since I am logged in as the super user or admin that you will find on the upper right, so I don't have a restriction of what I could see or navigate inside the developer environment. And now as a admin, I could type in risk. It will come out all the dashboard that contains risk. So let us navigate some more. So let's say compliance. And as I type in compliance, you will see a compliance dashboard. And let us show you quite a few ones. So I will not walk you through everything. And I'll show you how to navigate around. So you learn how to search and find specific dashboard which is meant for you. So now it's like as I type in risk, so we can now go back to the risk overview, which we were showing earlier. So in the risk overview, we'll have a heat map. So this is more of like a summary. So depending on what you were trying to represent. So out of the box, this will be your overall summary of your heat map, providing an inherent risk. And how this behaves is it is drillable. So as you come in and you would like to navigate what is on a very high risk. And as you drill down, you will see the different risk scenarios inside your heat map. And let us drill down. As you can see here is like you can navigate to a full risk scenario, and each one of them could be within a risk assessment methodology. And on this demo data, you will see we have one risk assessment methodology specific to IT risk. So depending on your risk strategy, you can configure this accordingly and have the necessary heat map specific to your landscape. So this is quite powerful feature of ServiceNow, and you will see here the cost involved or the single loss expectancy, and depending on your risk object on how you basically calculate your loss. So in ServiceNow, you can configure your annual loss expectancy, which is depending to your impact and likelihood. And as you navigate, you can highlight the details, and you can also drill down, and you can prioritize respectively and take action. So this is one of the strengths of ServiceNow is it's a system of record and also a system of action. So you can look at it in a bubble chart view and also in a bar chart view. So now you can now prioritize based on the ALE or the annual loss exposures. Now let us move forward to the risk workspace. So this is another entry point. So as we navigate inside the tab and type in risk, then it will take you to the risk workspace. And on this view, you will have also a dashboard perspective, your landing page. And on this landing page, you could prioritize accordingly as a risk owner. And of course, this is also drillable. And as we move forward with the risk heat map, so depending on your risk strategy, then you could basically navigate to the correct risk assessment methodology. So eventually, I don't have a demo dot for this one, but the view here is similar to what you had earlier in the risk dashboard. And before I move forward to the portal, I'd like to show you the next experience. So let us navigate to the risk library of service. And as I type in the keyword driven, which is risk library or risk lib, then you can see highlight already the specific module that what we're looking for. So the risk library is your central place or your risk universe. And this risk universe, as you standardize or strategize your risk approach in the enterprise, you can establish your risk frameworks and also your risk statements. And as you navigate through risk statements, depending on your risk hierarchy, you can also put them into different levels. And in this demo dot, eventually there's only one level. So if you have a risk roll-up, then you can see here from a child level that you can go to a parent level, which is a level 0. So you can be coming from an operational risk, and as you assess your risk, and it will be a risk roll-up to your enterprise risk. And finally, let us navigate to the portal. So this is employee center in ServiceNow. This is as an end user or a first line of defense, where you can raise an incident ticket, create a request, and in a risk and compliance perspective, you could request for a policy exception, report an issue, to name a few. So this is all configurable. And as you come in and drill down to the policy exception, it will have an out-of-the-box form that you could populate based on the ServiceNow best practices. So one of the key strengths of ServiceNow IRM, it has out-of-the-box governance structure and an operating model that you can kick off straight away and utilize out-of-the-box features in alignment to your. And if you're finding value to my videos and demo, please don't forget to join as a member, like and subscribe to further support my channel. Now let us switch gears and move to the key best practices for the ServiceNow IRM entry points. So as you implement your ServiceNow IRM within your enterprise landscape, the design of the IRM entry points are made for intent. Each entry point must exist to serve a specific persona in risk, and it will help you on your decision-making moments. Dashboards are for visibility and direction, where workspaces are for execution and accountability, while portals are for engagement at scale. And focus on outcomes before deciding whether something belongs in a dashboard or workspace. Since this is a fully configurable platform, define the action you expect the user will basically undertake. Keep dashboards opinionated and minimal. A good IRM dashboards answers three questions only. Where are you exposed? What changed? And what requires attention now? Anything beyond that creates noise and it slows down your response to risk. Use workspaces as the system of execution. ServiceNow IRM workspaces should guide users through assessments, issues, and remediation workflows, and with as little navigation as possible. If users are keep on switching back to the next experience frequently, then the workspace experience, the design is incomplete. Treat portals as trust boundaries. Portals are not simplified admin experience. They are controlled entry points for your first line users, like business owners and external stakeholders, to engage with the risk safely, consistent, and at scale. Align your entry points with governance. Entry point decisions should reinforce your operating model, the three lines of defense, and accountability structure. Personal, your preference should never drive your IRM design. So these are the key takeaways. IRM success is shaped by how users enter the platform. Dashboards create awareness, workspaces drive action, and portals enable participation. Each serves a different purpose and should never be forced to do another person's job. Poorly designed entry points create friction, delay decisions, and weakens your risk ownership, even if the underlying data model is correct. Well-designed entry points accelerate assessments, improve issue remediation, and increase confidence in risk reporting. In ServiceNow IRM, experience is architecture. If the experience is wrong, then the design is also wrong. Thank you for watching this video, and I have created a full playlist very specific to ServiceNow IRM, where you learn about how ServiceNow approaches the first line, second line, third line, specific to operational risk and IT risk, and how you can utilize my platform, where you learn both approaching it in a strategic standpoint and also in a tactical perspective. Please don't forget to join as a member, like and subscribe to further see videos like this and to get early access to my videos.